This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Horatio Consola standing by, caller 9844999. Olo will play Profile This coming up in minutes. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First, quick check into Mike Hawk for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, a Lyft driver in L.A. was taking a pilot on a quick trip to the airport. Then he realized he'd have to battle traffic and only make $6, so he kicked the pilot out in a random parking lot and drove off.
Damn.
Don't they tip?
It's brutal, too. And the pilot's like, well, what do you, like, I didn't do anything.
What was I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, the thing is, I would assume that Lyft works like Uber, so they know where you're going before they pick you up, right?
They would have to.
Right. So you see
I don't think they do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't see the destination till you're in, like, it's locked in.
Huh. All right, look, typically I don't care which service you use for anything, but if that's the case, then I would go Uber. So at least they know what they're getting into, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure any of those ride shares tell the driver beforehand. So he probably took the ride and then was like, oh, man, I got to go through traffic to make sense.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been. A woman in
doesn't make it right.
No, it doesn't.
Right?
It
like,
does
you
not.
called the service, you expect to get to the place.
A woman in Jacksonville, Florida says her male dentist recently offered her wine and gave her a foot massage.
All right.
Then he didn't change his gloves before working on her teeth, and her gums got infected.
Oh,
no.
That is not where I saw that going.
Oh, man. Wow. Okay.
Talk about your foot and mouth.
Huh.
I want to see her feet.
Damn.
Wow.
A foot massage.
I mean, who do you blame at that point? First of all, why would you let your dentist give you a foot massage?
Thank you.
And a glass of wine.
Yeah.
And right, you understand what's happening there, but that's not the part that bothers her. The part that bothers her nasty ass feet.
I'm sorry, is there like a full service dentistry that I'm not aware of?
Yeah, they're called perverts. And generally it's illegal. Mike, this is not a lie. There's a woman we used to work, and she shall remain nameless. She was not the brightest bulb on humanity's chandelier, but you kind of liked her. Like, she meant well. And we were talking, everyone's talking about the dentist, and for whatever reason, adults hate going to the dentist, blah, blah, blah. And she says, in all seriousness, it was like 4 guys and her. And she says, I always hate going to the dentist. I hate it when they make you take your shirt off.
Holy cow.
Right. I mean, there is a very awkward pause, and we're waiting for her to throw in the punchline. No, that was her statement.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we kind of informed her, like, hey,
I want to call somebody.
Just get a different dentist. She's like, they don't make you do that? Like, listen, I'm going to break this down for you. We don't have boobs, so no.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That I don't know if that meant anything to her, but we were like, that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
That was weird.
Someone at Thrillist.com just ranked all 16 Dorito flavors.
There are 16 flavors.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right?
Okay. I'll guess Cool Ranch probably is close to the top.
All right, any other guesses?
Nacho.
What's the purple one? The sweet chili.
Spicy sweet chili?
Yeah.
All right. Thrill, any ideas?
I'm saying the straight up nacho flavor, man.
Okay. They don't actually tell me what number 1 is, but they do mention Cool Ranch because out of 16, it didn't even break the top 10.
Get out of here. Huh.
The guy put it all the way down at number 11, and that's lower than things like Salsa Verde, Spicy Sweet Chili, and Poppin' Jalapeno.
Poppin' jalapeno.
Yeah, those are all new, so I don't know.
Whoa.
The writer did admit that he's just not a ranch guy.
Oh, well then.
How is this really a fair survey then?
It's not.
That's right.
Like ranch.
It's an opinion piece.
That's
Keep your opinion to yourself. The website TickPick.com did a survey to find out which substance people abuse the most at different festivals like Coachella and Bonnaroo. Alcohol and pot, what do you know?
Abuse?
Right.
Well, I mean, how can you really abuse pot?
You can't abuse pot. You can definitely abuse alcohol.
I don't
or
abuse pot.
ecstasy. Basically, pot's the only thing you can't abuse, because if you abuse it, you go to sleep.
You might abuse some pot during Weed Week, Mike. You never know.
I did last year during
You
Weed
sure
Week.
did. How about
And it
that?
sucked.
I mean, I think Coachella's tough to get stuff in.
Is it?
Yeah.
Look, we have licensed drug dealers
They go through
here
all
on
your
the
stuff?
grounds.
They go through your coolers and all that stuff?
I've never been. I doubt you could bring a cooler into Coachella.
Okay, all right.
A 63-year-old woman near Pensacola recently got arrested after a cop came to her door and then he started huffing a can of air duster in front of him.
Awesome.
Wow. Wait a minute. The
I'm
dude
sorry.
or
I'm
the
sorry.
cop?
I read that wrong.
Okay.
63-year-old woman near Pensacola recently got arrested after a cop came to her door. She started huffing a can of air duster in front of him.
Okay.
I was wondering why the cop knocked on the door just to huff
Look
stuff.
at this.
This is illegal.
Don't do this at home,
I'm
kids.
doing a welfare check. See this? Oh, don't do that.
That would be scary as
It
hell.
feels too good.
Oh, it's like somebody hulking out right in front of your door.
See what happens when I get. I'm not even mad.
Just over half of women say they're closer to their best friend than their husband, according to a new survey.
I don't think anybody should be shocked by
Anyone
that.
shocked?
Right?
Yeah.
The top reasons are we can talk about everything.
Right.
She listens better.
Yes.
I can
Yes.
tell her things I can't tell my husband.
Yes.
I mean, like, yeah.
Yes.
Who cares?
Yes. All the
Which is
above.
why these different people are in our lives.
That's why
Right.
you call them your best friends.
Yes.
That's generally how I apply that to
Boy,
someone.
mind blown.
Like, I trust this person and we talk openly. Huh.
Researchers at MIT have invented a new device that can read your thoughts and send them to a computer.
Not good.
Not good at all.
Not good at all.
That is disturbing.
Not good.
It's just a prototype right now, and there is no word on when they would take things mainstream, and I really hope they don't.
I just don't want to get slapped all the time.
My search history would be so corrupted.
God.
You want to do what?
I just don't want to be sitting there at work, then all of a sudden my computer flips over to something because I had a random thought,
What-
and then all of a sudden now I got viruses.
What is a tongue punch?
Oh, come on, moving on. Sandwiches that are just French fries on bread have been popular in England for a long time, but it looks like they could finally become a thing here in the U.S.
I kind of read about how this thing went down. I guess they have like a chippy sandwich or something. Or,
Have people not been doing that?
apparently,
It's got a funny name, right? Like a chippy bud or
chippy.
something.
Yeah, but some food Twitter site or something like put out a like crazy English food, and they're like, dude, this
French fries on bread.
yeah, it's been around
Jesus
forever. We call
Christ,
it this
man.
like it's actually a food thing.
You guys have been doing this?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
Wow.
not new, man.
That's basically what they said.
Well, isn't that why Pamani Brothers in
Thank you.
Pittsburgh
Yeah,
is
thank
famous?
you,
Because they
right.
put fries on the sandwich?
Ooh, cultural revolution. By the way, Mike, a comment just came in.
Uh-oh.
We're talking about the dentist.
Yeah.
And I said there's a woman. She's like, hey, they make you take your shirt off. Says, I have a friend whose husband got his vasectomy from a dentist in the dentist's basement after hours.
No,
Man.
Whoa.
That's breaking new ground, bro.
No.
Is there a mystery scar on his side or his back to go along with it?
They got a molar on the bottom of his penis.
Jeez, a whiz, no.
A new survey found the best tasting light beers in America.
I don't know.
Yeah, depends on what you like.
I have no idea. I'm not working on it. A roofer in Louisiana didn't get paid by a woman back in 2016, so after a few months, he repossessed the entire roof.
That is that's getting it done.
That's
He just
getting it
went up
done.
there and took all the shingles off.
After a long investigation, he was arrested for criminal damage and trespassing. I have no idea how
He
he
probably
grabbed the
waited
roof.
for her to go out of town. When she was out of town, probably went up there and he took the whole roof off.
I'm going to show her.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he took the roof off or he was just like sitting on it. Like, this is mine now.
I hope he
Oh,
took
maybe
it
that
off.
was it. I don't know. I'm not working on it. A 14-year-old girl in Northern Ireland woke up her dad in the middle of the night and to fix the Wi-Fi because she had just had to have the internet.
Top of the mountain to your pappy.
And it ended up saving her entire family from a fire that started in their garage.
You think she was like, hey, man, the Wi-Fi's down, and also there's a fire in the garage.
There's a weird plastic smell.
Side note, fire in the house.
Wonder if one had to do with the other.
Yeah,
that's
just
why
like part of the
her
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi was down. Yeah.
Wake him up with a laundry list of things to do already.
By the way, it's the Chip Butty. That's the name
Yeah,
of the sandwich. Chip
I knew it had a funny name.
No, not
Chip
Buddy, B-U-D-D-Y, B-U-T-T-Y.
Oh, Chip Buddy.
Chip Butty.
Chip Buddy.
Chip Buddy.
A woman caught with cocaine in her purse had a great excuse as to why it was there.
What was that?
I'll test your memory 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. First, the game is up.
The Men's Room presents Profile
And
This.
Stephen Through a Hill, can you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola! All right, Justin, you understand how this here game is played.
I do.
All right, fantastic. Man, I feel like we're getting married now. Here is your story. An ex-cage fighter was caught in possession of a shotgun after he blasted himself in the groin and had to have a testicle removed. The 30-year-old was rushed to the hospital for surgery after he suffered the self-inflicted wound in the bedroom of a house. Now, police were called after reports of a disturbance and they found him trying to smash a window with a bed. Officers had to break down the door to the upstairs bedroom where he had barricaded himself in. He was discovered under a mattress, because there's no better hiding space as a grown-ass man, under a mattress in a pool of blood with 2 sawed-off shotguns nearby. Now, he claimed he suffered the injury, which led to him losing a testicle, at the hands of a gang of 8 masked men who burst onto the property. That's the story he gave. But prosecutors have dismissed his version of events, quote, complete nonsense. Used cartridges were also recovered, and a fingerprint of the defendant was uncovered on one of the weapons. The defendant claims that the hooded armed man had forced them to touch their guns and ammunition. This is a story.
Oh, jeez.
And then wounded him while shooting out the windows. He claimed to have known 1 or 2 of the intruders from their build and the sound of their voices, but he refused to name them. When the cops said, that's great, who are they? Anyway, do you believe that this not-so-smart genius is black, white, Mexi, or Asian?
We didn't get a location.
You know what? Honestly, man, I do not have it on here.
Did you say he was an MMA fighter or a cage fighter?
Ex-cage fighter. Ex-cage fighter. He's 30 years old. That's all I know about the guy, other than the fact that he took a shotgun. Obviously, he's having an episode of some kind, but shot off his own testicle.
I mean, I don't know. Generally,
that doesn't really give me much.
As I say, the term cage fighter generally makes me think of, like, English people.
Okay.
For some reason, people here say MMA, they always say cage fighters.
I don't know enough about it to...
No, if he's in England, he's in England.
And shoot
doesn't change the idea of shooting off your ball.
That is correct.
No, but when I think English, obviously there's a lot of people there, but I start thinking white.
Sure.
Yep.
And shoot
But
yourself.
then the problem is, if it is in England, if it's in London, it's anybody. If it's England, yeah, then it's 90% chance it'll be white.
All right, Justin, what are you thinking here?
I'll just have to go good on this one, white.
Shot off his testicle and lied about it. We'll find out if he was black, white, Mexi, or Asian next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Profile this features an ex-cage fighter who was hanging out with his shotgun and accidentally discharged it and blew off one of his testicles, or injured it badly enough where they had to remove one.
No, he shot it off.
He did. He shot it clean off.
He removed it himself.
Either way, he basically said a gang of armed men that he kind of maybe knew by voice recognition or something came in and held him down and shot him in the testicle. Either way. Was he black, white, Mexican, or Asian?
And you guessed white in the end, but guess what?
Oh, no.
Sorry. Now, Ted did some research. It did, in fact, happen in England.
Oh,
but
yeah.
black.
No kidding.
Yeah, black dude. So I said, I'm guessing London.
Yeah?
But you were right. You caught it with the cage. Yeah, they said ex-cage fighter. Yeah.
Right, and he said some guys in hoods. Wearing your hood up is a big deal in London.
Right.
Okay. Now for all the TV news all time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right. The sound you're going to listen to here is painful. So, Fred Couples, you might remember Fred Couples. Well, you would know him as a golfer. Way back in the day, Freddie was really good. He won some majors.
I want to say he did. I want to say that he, in my day, he was just known as the guy that had the smoothest swing in golf and still competes at that level right now.
Right. So he played in the Masters tournament. I say this is painful because you'll hear him take the shot. You'll hear him yell 4. And then the next sound you hear is his golf ball bouncing off a dude's head.
Ooh.
The 1992 winner, Fred Couples.
Yeah, dude. That's a guy's head.
No. Ow.
Yeah.
Did the guy, I'm guessing, just drop to the ground?
He did. All right, listen one more time. Again, you'll hear the shot. You'll hear him yell 4.
All things correct so far.
And then that sound is not it bouncing off the cart path. That's off somebody's head.
The 1992 winner, Fred Couples.
Go to the Men's Room Facebook page. Watch the video. Because, I mean, when it bounces off, I heard the sound, and I was like, that's brutal. But when you see how far it bounces off that guy's head, you're like, oh, my God.
Did it bounce back into play? I mean, just more importantly.
I think it did.
Okay, cool.
So that couple's like,
An errant drive, but it still came back in the
It hit that guy so hard. Like, they even said in the article, like, you could tell Couples was kind of shook after this happened.
sure, man. Yeah.
But honestly, like, I'm surprised this doesn't happen more. Like, I know they're professional golfers.
Right, but you would just
Right. They're
given
not
the
perfect
circumstance.
every shot.
Yeah. And how close the people are on the golf course.
So think about it. It's well, I guess basketball you can be right. If you get courtside, you're right there. But
But even with basketball, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm amazed more people don't get trucked over in basketball games.
I'm amazed
for
more
loose
people
balls.
don't. But let's face it, plenty of people do.
I think
there's the
I-
big dive, and then either they crash to the table or they land in your beer. But at least it happens regularly enough with basketball where you never forget the danger. Golf, you're right, it happens so infrequently. With I don't think anyone feels like they're in danger until they hear that thing.
As far
ricochet
as
off
the
his head.
big sports are concerned, you're probably not going to take a ball to the head too bad in soccer. You're not going to take football is probably number one as far as not being able to get injured other than a fan punching you in the face. I would have to think that 2 on the major list would be basketball, based on the fact that if you have floor seats, there might be some action. Maybe you could have some contact, but for the most part, it wouldn't be the worst in the world. I would say the worst would have to be hockey, because you could take a puck.
Yep.
Baseball, because you could take a baseball.
Or a bat.
Yeah.
And golf. Like those are the spectator sports where you could get some damage done.
Yeah. And I mean, I've baseball even extended the netting this year.
And that was a smart move. Well, I can't see. Well, that's better than not being able to see for the rest of your life.
A net.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I mean, man, look, if you can't see through a net, your problem is you're focusing on the net.
You don't have a screened-in porch and never lived in the South.
Right.
I mean,
So
come on.
I always, like, whenever you watch baseball growing up, right? So I'm always like, if I was at the game, I'd catch that, blah, blah, blah. So I remember, I don't know, it's probably like 13 or whatever. Baltimore opens this brand new stadium, Camden Yards. It's beautiful, this and that. So you can't get a ticket all year. Finally, they're not going to make the playoff or the postseason.
Imagine that.
So, right. So it's a cold fall night. And my brother's like, I got an extra ticket. Do you want to see that stadium? Yes. So we go. And a line drive, we're sitting on the third base side, comes by, right? And me and my brother, we've been preparing for years. We're going to catch this ball. And as the sound of it got closer to us, I remember we both like backed away. And it was like,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
like those things are coming at people so fast and hard in a baseball game.
And especially in foul play, because the way that the momentum of the bat and how far that bat has come around, most of the time the contact point's going to be 5 to 6 inches, if not more, inside. And that's going to take a lot of the velocity off the ball. When you pull all the way around to make contact that far through, that ball is going like 150 miles an hour now instead of going like 120.
Yeah.
I mean, it is jacked. It is juiced. Yeah. Same if you come through late.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why the science of that is, but man, it just seems like those balls come off so hot.
Well, that's why now I don't know if they do it in the major leagues. I forget. I know in the minor leagues, pretty sure they do it in the majors. Like the first base coach and the third base coach got to wear a batting helmet. Because there was a guy in the minor leagues a couple years ago that got hit coaching first base and it killed him.
And let's face it, and I'm not trying to be that guy, but you're not going to take your 4-year-old son, maybe you will, depending on your economic status, or you're more than likely going to take your kid to a baseball game. Like, your kid, who is your young kid, is more than likely going to be the person that's going to be in those close proximity seats, more so than any other sport.
Yeah.
So, like, you might do damage to a family member that means a lot to you. I just know for a fact, if I got 2 tickets to an NFL game, my 5-year-old or 4-year-old that doesn't know what the F's going on, it's not going with me. I'm bringing my buddy who's drinking
You're
beer.
not ruining the game
that's
for me, dude.
That's not how that's going down. But I would definitely take the time out to take my kid to a Major League Baseball game.
But baseball's a lot easier because, baseball's not high action. So every time your kid has a question, it doesn't take away from the action. You can easily explain it. Right, you do all the right football. You keep asking me questions. It's like, man, look, you got 30 seconds to get your answer in between plays. Tops.
Well, I will give advice to all the dads out there. I went to a baseball game, minor league game, right? So you're sitting much closer.
Sure.
With a buddy of mine and his wife and their kid. And their kid was like 4. So somebody pops one up and it's coming back there, right? It's coming right near us. So my buddy gets kind of caught up in excitement and he's reaching for the ball. So I kind of have his kid tucked away behind me. But when that ball landed and he didn't catch it, his
It
wife
landed where his kid was. Probably or close.
close enough. But the point is, the wife realizes now the kid's kind of hidden behind me. She exploded on him.
Oh.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to catch a foul ball.
Like, why is Teddy protected? Blah, blah, blah.
That guy will never make it to the pros anyway. Who cares?
How awkward is it for you at that moment? Like, sorry, dude.
Terribly awkward.
I just thought I'd protect your
But
kid.
I was good friends with this guy, so I was just like, oh, you screwed up.
You in trouble now, fool.
I ain't even related
Looks
to
like
him.
Thursday's off. We're not going there now.
Obviously, getting hit with any ball would be kind of an odd way to have an injury or this or that. Do you think that a booty can kill?
A what?
Booty?
A booty.
A butt?
Yes.
I mean, I don't.
She's got the no, Miles. I'm talking about pirates plunder.
Oh, okay, yeah, I love that stuff. That's great. I love that.
No, like a booty, like on a female. You think it could kill?
I mean, if she knocked
If
you
you're
off a cliff
asking
or
me,
something,
I'm going to
guess
say
so.
yes, but under normal circumstances, I would say no, man, it's her butt.
All right. Well, Tiffany Haddish was on Jimmy Fallon, and she told a story about her kind of booty killing a dude.
So I was at this one party in particular where there was an older gentleman. He had to be like in his 80s or whatever. And I got on, said, come on, Grandpa, let's dance. And I grabbed him by his tie and we were dancing and stuff and having a good time. And then I decided to turn it around on him, drop it like it's hot. Give him that booty action, you know. And you're like, pop, pop.
All right. How old was this gentleman?
He had to be in his 80s. And I'm dancing. He's smiling and everything. And I turn around on him and I'm dancing. And I look at the people's face in front of me and their faces were going like this. And it went. And I was like, what? And I turned around and he was on the ground on his back. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like, they'll try to revive. They end up taking him to the hospital and he passed away. And I was like, I didn't want to dance no more. I felt like this was deadly, like. My moves are killer. I got killer moves, so I didn't dance for months, and then my boss was trying to get me back out there. He's like, come on, Tiff, come on. I'm like, I can't do it. And then I got a letter from the guy's daughter saying, like, thank you so much. Like, that's the happiest they've seen him. They hadn't seen him have that much fun or smile that much in that it's so long. And they sent me like a little tip, like a check with a tip. And I was like, well, I guess I got to get back on the floor again.
Jesus.
Damn.
Okay.
He died happy. Don't worry about it, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right?
They probably were being honest. They hadn't seen
Sort of a few
a long
times
time.
you can tell a story about the fact that you may or may not have killed someone, and the response is laughter.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone there's like, ho, 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 man, that's messed up.
It reminds me of Blue in Old School, like when the
girls take their tops off
in the Jello wrestling, and then all of a sudden it's just he's the next thing you know it's dust in the wind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're right too. I mean, hey, she's an attractive woman. That's going to be an exciting day in that old dude's life.
Yeah.
Obviously, we live in a day and age now where we get a lot of reboots and this and that. So, Business Insider ranked some of the top reboots and some of the worst ones. So, most of them are pretty recent, right? So, number one on the list is Samurai Jack.
Okay.
That's from Adult Swim. I don't know it either. That got a critic score of 100. One Day at a Time is on Netflix. Now this one's a little bit older. Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, that makes sense. You could reboot that.
Yeah, they rebooted it from 2005 to 2009.
No, they're doing it again.
No. These are just saying these are the best reboots.
All right.
When was it originally on Battlestar Galactica?
When 80s? I was a kid, dude.
Yeah, maybe early 80s.
It was TV's response to Star Wars. Star Wars was such a massive paradigm shift in culture that they did all this space stuff, and Battlestar Galactica, which as a kid I thought was great, as an adult it was garbage, the original one, but it was the one like space thing that stuck for TV after Star Wars.
Probably based on Dirk Benedict.
Yeah, he helped. He was like,
he got me to try Eggs Benedict.
He was face in the original A-Team.
Oh, yeah, all right. I'm like, how do I know that name?
That's who you...
Yeah, we got to put it on a show I would have watched.
That's right.
Dirk Benedict.
God, he had a run there, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he really did. He was somebody.
He was
that couldn't have been his real name, right?
Yeah,
Dirk Benedict? What do you think about Benedict Cumberbatch? Is that his real name?
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's
gotta be, right? You wouldn't, I mean, how bad is your name?
It's Burr, not Purr.
But how bad would your name be if you changed it to Benedict Cumberbatch? You know what I'm saying? Like, how bad is your name if you go like, this is
Stop saying it.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
I know, it's funny every time. And for a while, I was like, that's not a real dude.
But the Burr is better than a Purr.
Oh, yeah.
I think Benedict's been ruined since the Arnold fella.
Yeah, he did mess it up for the whole family.
Right?
Wait,
like, hey, Benedict Arnold.
Oh.
Kind of a famous trader.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eggs Benedict delicious, but, the first name Benedict. And have a great connotation in the States.
Yeah, but Benedict Cumberbatch, he's English, right? I think.
Oh, of course he is.
Okay.
So if you're in England,
the only other way that you have a name like that on this
Brooklyn.
planet is if you're Jamaican. Like Winston Cumberbatch, Strollhorton.
Chama.
Yeah, exactly.
My name is Benedict Cumberbatch.
And he's got like hair down to his knees.
Yeah.
Right next to the brunch. These are the ones they rated highly of the returns. Queer Eye, they dropped for the straight guy.
Okay.
Right? That was the show. Queer Eye for the straight guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically, it was gay dudes would make over a straight dude.
So now they're just making over anybody.
Yeah. Maybe they're making over other gay dudes.
You look like ass.
I feel like that's a different show. The Queer Eye guy.
You look like ass.
Making over
The new show.
Gay dudes.
You look like ass.
They'd be harsher to it. You know what I mean?
It's the new makeover
You've been
show.
asked to appear on You Look Like S. Oh, thanks.
What should I wear? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're going to change everything because you look like S.
Twin Peaks, Y50, Will and Grace, all the shows people like. Obviously, Roseanne made the list, even though it's a brand new back. But the funny thing is they also ranked the bottom 5, the reboots that nobody really liked. Number 1, MacGyver.
Yeah.
Okay.
MacGyver's one of those things too. I feel like people get nostalgic for, but like, was it the best show ever?
It was not even a good show. But the difference with that show is that people liked the character. So the guy, Richard Dean Anderson or something, the guy that played, people liked the character. The show was dumb as hell, right? So when you redo the show, it's like, right, you can do all the MacGyver stuff, basically jerry rig all the stuff together. But that wasn't the thing. People liked the character. She brought in this new guy with stupid hair, and people are like, well, we don't care. I
like MacGruber.
Yeah, I was about to say.
MacGruber was the guy from I like.
Right. Fuller House. They said that one wasn't that good. 90210.
I'm shocked by these.
Yeah, I didn't even
know half these were back. I was going to say
90210 was on from 2008 to the reboot from 2013.
Damn.
But I don't think that was even like most of the same people. I think it was supposed to be like their kids or whatever going to West Beverly.
All right.
Does anybody, if you're going to do a reboot and you say like, hey, it's none of the characters you knew, but these are their relatives, like, is there any appeal to that to anybody? Like, I don't care about their kid. And look, it doesn't matter what show or movie you do,
unless it's like Star Wars.
But the difference was but the characters were still there. You say, hey, this so and so's son.
This is the timeline.
But there's his dad, not just, hey, we picked up, here's his kid. Nobody cares.
I mean, I think like a gangster show would work. Only because gangsters generally like have families or this and that.
Well, they have families,
so it
but
goes through generations.
But there's also a specific plot, and you understand with the mob, like nothing's changed. But like Fuller House, and look, I never watched the show, but I can't imagine it was that deeply engrossing.
Yeah, what about The Sopranos? I believe is going to be a precursor,
prequel.
That would make
prequel.
Sense. What about Jersey? The Jersey Shore? Is anyone? The people that I've heard that have watched the new Jersey Shore say it's not that bad.
Well, like still Jersey Shore.
It's pretty entertaining.
Right, if you like Jersey Shore, I'm sure you'll still like the new version of it.
Well, no, I saw a tweet from someone we work with, and I have not watched it. I just don't care, but I liked what she said. She said, man, however many years ago it was on, I spent all my time bashing this stupid show. She's like, now it's back. And I'm sitting down with a glass of wine because you have this weird curiosity what these fools are doing now. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one who's unaware of it, right?
No. And to their credit, that show was massive.
It's still the biggest thing to come out of Jersey in the last decade or so. Like, I don't even know how long ago
Springsteen,
it was.
Jovi.
Nothing has toppled them in that area regionally. And it probably won't for a while.
The Eagles won.
Yeah, you got to give that to Philly. I think, though. I'm talking about New Jersey Devils.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right. But
you can still give it to Cherry Hill and Morristown.
But no, Philadelphia is located in Pennsylvania. I know New Jersey is celebrating, and they should, but none of the rest of us take it seriously. You just can't, no. You got Jersey Shore. You didn't get the Eagles victory. The Eagles got the victory, and Pennsylvania gets that victory.
Yeah, I still just feel like a bunch of Eagles fans are just Southern Jersey people.
They absolutely are.
They're never going to have a show called Cape May.
No. But you take the ferry over to Lewes.
Oh, look out.
ESPN is starting a new streaming service, ESPN Plus.
Which means if you pay money, you get to see people do other things.
Yeah, basically, you got to be a sports nerd like me. It's $4.99 a month extra. Excuse me. You'll get access to hundreds of hours of professional college sports, and it's even offering stuff like rugby and
Australian rules football.
Cricket.
Damn, I knew it.
All right.
You are pushing this.
Wild weekend in the IPL, by the way.
Was it?
You know how it goes.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. There you go. We got your headlines on the way with Mike in minutes. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Toronto police looking for a person who stole $17,000 Yoko Ono rock. Meanwhile, the Russian mail service tests delivery drone that doesn't make it a half a block. Florida woman shocked as wind blows a bag of Coke in her purse. Mom sends son to school in a T-shirt the teacher says is the McWorst. And 7 tons of pulled beef has to be recalled. Pulled beef. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
All right, our top story. More fun times in Florida. A woman was pulled over as she was seen swerving on the road. The officers smelled marijuana as they approached the car and conducted a search where they found bags of cocaine and marijuana in her purse. But the woman claims she doesn't know anything about no cocaine and that it's a windy day and it must have blown into the window and into her purse.
That's why they call it blow.
That's right. She was arrested on suspected possession.
Yeah, it's just, look, I would just do the Paris Hilton defense. Like, hey, if it worked for her, it can work for me, right?
Right.
What's the difference?
Because people just lose track of their cocaine so easily.
Blows away in the wind.
Hey-o. Around the world, Russia's postal drone program isn't going according to plan. On their first special delivery, the drone took off from the launch pad and promptly ran into the wall of a 3-story residential building.
It was pretty fast.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it did not take long, man.
I didn't see the video. Was it that good?
I don't have a lot of time to watch videos. I could have watched it 4 times.
Oh, my.
They lifted it up, they put it in a direction, and it just smashed into the side of another building.
Now, those drones are automated, right? There's nobody actually steering it. It's just kind of using its own guidance system. Is that what it is?
I don't know, but based on everything going on with Russia, let's hope so. Let's hope it's its own guidance system.
Yeah, man. Despite their bruised ego and hurt pride, they are continuing on with the project. Which, why not? Police in Toronto are actually looking for someone that stole a stone from a museum. It was part of an interactive exhibit where people could pick up the stone and examine it for themselves, but this one in particular had the words, "Love Yourself," written on it by none other than Yoko Ono.
Is that why they think it's worth $17,000?
Right.
Right. Yoko Ono, if I went to Vegas, they have those stores that have all the autographed stuff.
Yeah.
If Yoko Ono autographed Double Fantasy, which is an album that she did,
I still wouldn't want
it. I can't even believe it'd be worth, even with John Lennon's signature on, I can't believe it would be worth $17,000.
Yeah, they appraised the stone at $17,500. Security footage shows a middle-aged woman picking up the stone and then just walking out of the museum with it. She just straight up walked out with it.
Okay.
Well, at least security's good.
They've tweeted out a picture of the culprit and are on the lookout. I think it's because nobody would grab that stone and say, hey, this is worth $17,500. I'll just grab it and go.
So now what do you do? Because other than someone telling you that it's worth $17,000, I can almost promise you, unless you go to some weird collector, no one else on earth thinks that's anything more than a rock.
No.
Okay, here's what I see happening. That thing goes on the missing, and then all of a sudden people catch wind of this. They start scribbling "Love Yourself" on rocks and start selling it as the Yoko Ono stone.
Oh, I already got 5 of them at home.
That's right. Nobody can keep tabs on them, man. Why not? Throw them out there. Only costs you $16,000. I'll give you a discount. A company in Ohio was forced to recall more than 14,000 pounds of pulled barbecue beef products because it could have been contaminated with rubber.
At least they're practicing safe sex.
You know, man, the problem with that is that pulled pork, there's a lot of pulled pork out there, but if you're doing pulled beef,
yeah, that's
true. And like you're putting
First of all,
in tubs, like I haven't
nobody
seen
calls
this.
it that.
What do they call it?
Shredded beef.
Shredded beef, that's right.
I've never heard pulled beef.
I haven't either.
Well, shredded beef specifically comes from well-built cows.
Yeah, those dudes are
shredded.
There's not a lot of fat. There's not a lot of fat in there. It's very lean.
You're like, dude, that is shredded beef.
Damn.
I just all day I've been going, what is pulled beef? There's pulled pork. I know a lot about barbecue. I just never heard pulled beef.
Mm-hmm. Well, there have been no reports of adverse reaction. The U.S. Agriculture Department's Food and Safety and Inspection Service received multiple reports of extraneous material contamination.
Man.
Sounds like they pulled too hard.
Hell.
Pulled beef.
Damn it. So you got a little bit of rubber in your beef.
I'm Benedict Cumberbatch, beef puller.
A saloon in the Yukon is taking recycling to the extreme. Representatives of the salon approached a man that had gotten frostbite while competing in the Yukon Arctic Ultra Race and had to have 3 of his toes amputated, and they asked him if he'd be willing to donate the toes to the saloon if he was not going to use them.
Hey, mate.
Because that's that place that has the toes that you put in a drink.
Yeah, you put in the drink, right?
They create the cocktail called the sour toe cocktail that actually has a preserved...
God, that would be a bad idea. Eat the rubber-infused beef.
Right.
Don't drink a goddamn drink with someone's dead toe in it.
It actually does have a preserved human toe inside of the drink. Customers are not supposed to consume the digit, nor are they encouraged to, but they keep some extra toes on location just in case.
Keep some extra toes.
You know they will.
Where do they get all these toes from?
So drunk he ate the toe. He drank the toe.
That's not.
He's legendary.
He didn't do it by accident, Miles. He went, I'm going to drink the toe.
Yeah.
I'm going to crunch it.
Oh, my God, there's a toe in my mouth.
Let's do it. We talked about this a little bit earlier today.
I'm called to drink tofu.
Oh.
Hey, why not, man?
Oh.
Fine.
Yeah. A mother in Texas is facing some backlash after she sent her son to school with an inappropriate T-shirt. She at first thought it was just sending her son to school with a McDonald's Golden Arches with the phrase, I'm loving it, underneath. Instead, the arches actually look more like the spread legs of a woman.
Yeah, that's why I was loving it.
She has since apologized to anyone that she can for the mistake. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thanks, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the Drunk and Charge. Ryan Castle and the Sin Spin Profile. This will drink and toast for the shot of the day and the return of the word.
Yes, indeed. That is all true, at least I think. But until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.